and welcome back to my channel. I'm back this week with another video for you guys, but today we're going to be doing another review, although with this one I am super excited because we're going to be reviewing the brand new Dior Forever 24-Hour High Perfection Skin Caring Matte Foundation. This is like their updated formula and better formula of their Dior Forever. They do have a glowy one and a matte one. I did prefer to get the matte one because the claims on this foundation are insane. So if you want to see a review, wear test, and demo on this new guide by Dior, keep on watching. But if you're not a part of the Maybelline family yet, don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave. And yeah, let's get started on this Dior Forever foundation review. Alright guys, so as I said before, this is a Dior Forever 24-Hour High Perfection Skin Caring Matte Foundation. And I did get the matte one, as I already said. And I got shade 2.5N or 025. This foundation is $52. So this is definitely a luxury foundation, but it does have a lot of claims on the website. So we're gonna see if it's actually worth the $52 or if it's just like any other foundation. But the claims on the website do say that this is a medium to full coverage foundation that remains flawless for up to 24 hours with a velvety matte finish and SPF 35. It says the coverage is medium, it has a matte finish, it is a liquid foundation, it is for normal dry combination and oily skin. So it does say that anyone can use this. I do have combination skin, more normal combinations. Sometimes I'm normal, sometimes I'm oily, sometimes I'm dry. So I do have some parts of my face that are dry, some that are oily. So I think it's gonna be a nice thing since we can test different skin types just on my skin. It has SPF 35 and then it has two highlighted ingredients. It has Pansy Extract Hydration Booster, which helps protect the skin from drying, leaving it soother and looking smoother and more radiant. So that is why it's also for people with dry skin, because it has a matte finish, but it does have this extract that doesn't over dry the skin. And then it has Rose Hip Extract, which is the star ingredient of Dior Forever. It helps protect the skin from external aggressors and reduce the appearance of pores. So this is also supposed to minimize your pores, which is really nice if you do have more large pores on your face. Then it says that Dior's iconic Forever lasts up to 24 hours for skin that appears more even with tighter looking pores. This fluid foundation instantly enhances the appearance of the skin and supports its health day after day with a formula enriched in meticulously selected skincare ingredients. So it also has skincare, which is nice because this is not only a foundation, it also has SPF 35, which is actually nice because you need it to be above 30 for it to actually work. And then it says that it keeps the complexion comfortable and shield against exterior aggressors, including UVA and UVB rays with SPF 35 broad spectrum sunscreen. Those are the claims on the website. I am really excited to try this out because it literally says it has everything and that it is supposed to work for everyone, which is a lot to say for just one foundation. And I did want to let you guys know this foundation does have 28 shades. However, out of those 28 shades, only 5 of them are on the deeper spectrum. So most of the shades on this foundation are catered to lighter skin tones, which honestly kind of sucks because there's a lot of skin tones that are missing from this shade range. There's like 28 pale shades. That is like the only thing that is kind of iffy about this foundation is just the shade range. So I'm just gonna show you guys an up close of the packaging. This is what the box looks like on the outside. It is like a shiny blue. It is just like a normal Dior box. But once you take the foundation out of the box, this is what it looks like. It is a beautiful frosted glass. It has the Forever on the side and like a shiny silver, and it also says Dior. It is actually a very heavy package. Like it feels heavy and expensive and it feels luxury. This contains 1 ounce of product. So that is standard for foundation. You do get an ounce of product or 30 milliliters of product. When you open it up, this is what the pump looks like. I do really like how the pump is actually different. It has like a little white insert so that when you pump it out, the product doesn't get onto the silver plate. So pretty much when you pump this foundation, the product won't get on this silver rim. It will stay wherever you place it. And I already pumped this. Of course, I have my face on already. I already pumped it and it actually does work. It's a very unique pump. And then on the top of the cap, it has the Dior matte mascot, which every other Dior foundation also has. So yeah, that was an up close look at the packaging of all the details and all the claims on the website. So now let's get to the demo so that you guys can see how it actually applies. Alright, so let's start this demo. I'm going to be doing the right side of my face with my Sigma 3D HD sponge and the left side of my face with the Sigma F80. So I'm going to start off by priming. Of course, I'm going to be using my H2O primer, which is the one I've been using for the past like 2 months since I got it at IMATS. And I am going to be doing 2 pumps of that. I'm going to be applying the left side of my face with the F80. And now on the right side of my face, I'm gonna apply the primer with the Sigma sponge. I am going to be using a primer, setting spray, and powder that I already know work, as well as a concealer that I already know works, because I don't want to use a new powder or a new setting spray or anything new that is not the foundation, because then I won't know what's really working and what's not working. So that's why I'm going to be using pretty much the products that I always use besides the foundation. So the primer's on my face, and now we're going to apply the foundation. Ooh, I've never tried this shade. I got shade 2.5. and I hope this is my shade, because on the air flash I'm 205, so that was kind of similar, like 205, 2.5. I'm praying this works because I don't want to look like an Oompa Loompa and I don't want to look like a ghost either. So I put 2 pumps on my Tarte silicone sponge, and I did mix the foundation because it does say you have to mix it. And I'm going to be doing my Sigma 3D HD sponge side first. And now let's bounce. Guys, I nailed it with that shade. I am really good at picking foundation shades for me and for people, like online, at my job, like everywhere. I'm really good at picking shades, and I definitely nailed this shade. This is literally exactly my skin color. But besides the shade, let's talk about first impressions. This blended so fast, and it does have that beautiful matte finish. This foundation reminds me so much of my Guerlain foundation that I love and adore. It blended so fast with the sponge. The coverage is definitely medium, and on the website it does say that it has medium to full coverage, so it's definitely a medium coverage. I'm gonna see if I can build it up a little bit. This is this side of my face that has the foundation. This side doesn't have anything. It just evened everything out. Everything looks super even, but it looks like it is my skin, which is amazing. Like, it doesn't look like I'm wearing foundation. It looks like my skin is like this. It's very velvety. It's very matte. It is very easy to blend. It covered everything. I'm really excited to see how this wears. But before that, I am gonna add another pump. I usually just do 2 pumps, but I am gonna add another one because this foundation does say it is buildable, and I want to see if it's actually buildable. So going back in with the sponge, building up the coverage to see if I can build it up to a full. Oh, that's definitely buildable. So I literally just added a whole nother pump of foundation, and it still looks flawless, and it doesn't look cakey. You know how amazing that is? As you can tell, it is the exact same finish but with more coverage, so you can definitely build this foundation to a full coverage. Now let's do the other side of my face. I'm gonna grab again 2 pumps on my silicone sponge, and I'm gonna dot them on this side of the face. I'm assuming since this side of my face I'm gonna do it with a brush, I'm gonna need less product, so I don't think I'm gonna build it up too much on this side. And now with the F80, we are buffing this out. Ooh, definitely if you do want to get a full coverage at first application, try this foundation with a brush, because the brush definitely gave it a very full coverage as opposed to the sponge giving it a medium coverage. Oh god, this blends so effortlessly. It is amazing. I would definitely say if you're not very comfortable with full coverage foundations because they tend to look cakey on you, I would definitely give this one a shot because it is getting to full coverage without looking cakey very fast, which I am obsessed with. Alright guys, so I did notice a difference in between using it with a brush and using it with a sponge. I feel like both tools applied it very evenly and very nice, and it gave it a very nice finish. finish. However, I do find that if you don't want to use that much product, use it with a brush as opposed to a sponge, because with the sponge I did have to go in with 3 pumps to get it to full coverage, because when I only used 2 pumps it was only medium coverage. But with the brush I only used 2 pumps and it got me to full coverage right away. But besides that, this foundation is looking amazing. It's reminding me a lot of my Guerlain foundation, although the finish on this one is a little bit more matte and this one looks more like skin than the Guerlain one does. I'm really excited to see how it wears, because I feel like that's the real test in a foundation, the wear time. Before I start repeating myself a million times like I always do, I'm gonna go in with concealer, and I'm gonna be using the Naked Skin Concealer by Urban Decay, because this is my favorite concealer ever, and I know this concealer never does me wrong, and it mixes very well with the Dior Air Flash foundation. So I'm guessing it's gonna mix well with this one because it's also from Dior. So this is the shade Light Neutral. I'm gonna put this on my under eye. And I am going to be doing concealer on both sides of my face with a sponge, just because I do like to use this specific concealer with a sponge as opposed to a brush. And before you guys ask, I didn't build up the coverage on the left side of my face with the brush, because it already got me to full coverage with the first application, which I mean is not a bad thing. Less product is always nice. It means it saves you money, because this foundation was like $52, so the less product I use, the better. Right off the bat, this concealer did blend very nicely into the foundation, so I mean, I knew it was going to because it mixes well with the Air Flash, but I'm really liking how the concealer looks on top of the foundation. I just like how I keep adding more and more product and it still looks like it's my skin and it doesn't look cakey and fake. So nice. You get such a beautiful foundation, plus you also get SPF 35. In order for your SPF to work, it has to be higher than 30, so the fact that this foundation has SPF 35 is amazing, because it means it's actually working. Not like those foundations that have like SPF 15 or SPF 20. Like, that's not really gonna do anything for your skin. You need something that's 30 or plus, and this has 35. So I am gonna test it in flash photography to see if it flashes back, because I know sunscreen does flash back a lot of the times. So I am gonna test that for you guys. Alright guys, so this is foundation and concealer done. I am gonna do some powder before my face starts creasing, which I don't think it will. Literally, my face is not creasing at all. And usually by this time, my forehead's already creasing, my smile lines are already creasing, and that's not happening with this foundation. So this foundation is setting itself, which is nice. However, I am gonna set it with a powder, because I feel like I always wear foundations with a powder. Why would I do a wear test without a powder? That doesn't really make sense, because that's not how you're actually gonna wear it on your day-to-day. So I'm gonna be using my Fit Me powder in the shade number 10. You guys know this has been my favorite powder for the past like 4 months. It is literally, it's really affordable, but it is one of the best powders ever. It makes your skin look flawless. So I'm just using my Sigma 3D HD sponge. For the rest of my face, I'm gonna use my JH01, which is just a huge brush, just to kind of get everything done quickly. Don't forget the neck. And now I'm just gonna blend everything into my skin with this 3D HD sponge by Sigma. Oh, I also wanted to let you know, before I did my foundation and my primer, I did do my regular skincare. I did moisturize, I exfoliated, my face was all done, and I did my skincare around 20 minutes before doing my foundation, so that really sank into the skin as well. But this is what my face is looking like right now. As you can tell, it is looking insanely flawless. There's not one crease on my face. I cannot see my pores, which is amazing. It looks very matte, and it also looks very full coverage, but very natural. It's a very natural full coverage. It doesn't look cakey at all, which is amazing. And it doesn't look cakey on the brush side of my face or on the sponge side of my face, so it doesn't really matter which tool you use. It will not look cakey with neither. I'm gonna do something I always do before going in with every other powder on my face. I'm gonna set my face with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. But I also wanted to let you guys know, when I touch my skin, it feels very, very soft. It doesn't feel wet, so I really like that. The foundation really dries down nicely and sinks in nicely into the skin. It doesn't feel wet, and it doesn't feel tacky. It feels matte and perfect. So now let's set this face. Alright, and this is what my face looks like after being set. Again, pretty much the same thing. It looks insanely flawless. Like, I cannot believe how flawless this foundation looks. So I'm gonna finish my makeup. I'm gonna do everything else on my face and I'll be right back with you guys. Alright guys, so real quick before I finish doing my makeup, right now it is 12:12 in the afternoon. So I'm gonna be wearing this makeup for like 12 hours. I just wanted to show you guys the time before we move on. So yeah, now I'm gonna finish my makeup and I'll be back in a little bit. Alright guys, so this is my face completely finished up close. As you can tell, the foundation looks very, very nice. I do like the finish. I don't see any of my pores. It is also very matte. Any shine that I have on my face is because of highlighter. So this is a very matte foundation, so it's also very nice for those of you guys that have combination oily skin. Although I do have more normal combination, and I do tend to get very dry sometimes, and it doesn't feel dry on my skin either, which is nice. It is not creasing and it is just looking really nice. And as you guys saw, I did put this foundation on at 12 p.m. It is 12:55, so it's almost 1 now. So I've had it for around 30-40 minutes and it's still looking pretty amazing. So I'm gonna zoom you guys back out and give you guys more of a first impression on this foundation. Alright, so you guys already saw how my foundation looks like up close. I am obsessed with the foundation. I love everything from the beautiful frosted glass packaging to the pump, to the way it applies, to how it looks, to how it blends, the coverage, even the shade is actually pretty good on me. So I am currently obsessed with the foundation. I'm gonna see how it wears before I give it like a good go, but so far this foundation is impressing me. It is reminding me so much of my favorite foundation, the Guerlain Linger de Peau, but I do like that this one minimizes the appearance of pores, and it also has SPF 35, and it also has skincare in it as opposed to just being a foundation. So I do like that about this one, and this one's $10 cheaper than that one. So every single claim that it has on the website, it has met so far, except for the wear time. So I'm gonna be doing my wear test. Right now it is 1:08 in the afternoon. I'll see you guys in a few hours on my first check-in. So yeah, let's see how this foundation wears throughout the day. Well guys, so right now it is 1:11 in the morning. So it's been 13 hours since I put on this foundation without touching it up. The only thing I've touched up in my face right now is my lipstick, but besides that, nothing else. And I do have to say, right now I can see my pores a lot more than I could before, and my nose did get oily as well as my forehead, although it is not extremely oily, so it's something that can be easily fixed by touching up. Although this foundation does claim that it can last for 24 hours without doing what it's doing right now. So right off the bat, I'm just gonna say this foundation will not last you the 24 hours intact without touching up. I would say it will last 24 hours with a quick touch up, which I'm gonna do right now, but I'm not gonna do a 24-hour wear test. I'm just gonna take this off, but I'm gonna touch up to show you guys how it looks after touching up. I mean, maybe if your skin is a little bit more dry than oilier combination, it could last you there for 24 hours without touching up. For 13 hours, this foundation is not looking bad at all. Yes, I do have a little bit more pores, and yes, my nose is a tiny bit oily, but it is nothing crazy. It still feels pretty dry. It doesn't feel cakey. It doesn't feel heavy, and I still don't feel like I'm wearing foundation. If I cover up my nose, the rest of my face right now is intact. So honestly, for my standards, I do think this foundation passed the wear test. So now I'm gonna grab some of my Fit Me powder, and I'm gonna grab it on my Morphe and Jaclyn Hill JH05, and I'm gonna touch up this face just to see how it touches up. So this is my face after touching it up, and I have to say this foundation can go strong for the 24-hour mark after a quick touch up. It looks almost brand new after touching it up. My pores are still a little bit big, but besides the pores not being as tiny as they were 13 hours ago, it's still going on pretty strong. Alright guys, so final thoughts on this foundation. Out of 10 stars, I'm gonna give it a 9.5. And that 0.5 is because it didn't get to the 24 hours without getting a tiny bit oily. But besides that little wear test inconvenience, this foundation is literally everything I could ever dream of. The coverage is amazing, the way it blends is amazing, the packaging is amazing. I love everything about this. The way it wore, it was actually really nice. I love how it minimized every single pore on my face. It also passed the flashback test. It didn't flash back even though it has SPF 35. So it also has skincare in it and SPF that protects you from literally the sun outside. And every single claim on the website that it has met for me besides the little wear test inconvenience. I definitely think that this should add more shades in this foundation because I feel like everyone needs to try this because it is really, really good, and it kind of sucks that they don't have shades for everyone. So the 24-hour Hyper Perfecting Foundation by Dior Forever is definitely approved on my books. You will see this on my channel a lot more now because I'm obsessed. I feel like this foundation is completely worth its $52 because it is not only a foundation, it also has some skincare and SPF. And for the foundation parts, it is pretty amazing. So yeah guys, I guess that is it. It is a 9.5 out of 10 for me on this foundation. I hope you guys enjoyed this review and wear test. If you did, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel before you leave. Thank you so much for watching this review, and I will see you on my next video. Bye guys!